What's going on, everyone? I caught this MBG stream earlier, and there were some discussions that he had right at this point that I thought were definitely interesting and, you know, as you say, exciting enough for me to want to react to. So he does roast Microsoft when it comes to just what they're doing lately with their products and failed updates. And then he makes some interesting points about why Sony is actually worried about Nintendo now and they don't take Microsoft as a competitor or take them serious anymore. And when it comes to like exclusives that would never go to Xbox before when they're competing, now Sony doesn't care about that. They're more worried about what's going to be going on the Switch 2 as far as taking a slice out of their pie. Like how good is Resident Evil Requiem going to do on there? Because they're getting games where it's like places that usually have a bigger pie even versus Xbox themselves. Now Nintendo's going to have an option to say, and I don't care what people say when it comes to like frames or whatever, because it's still fine enough. Definitely in Japan, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like how much of the install base and attention are you going to get from that third party perspective? Because once you get to like 30 or 40 frames and you're able to take it on the go off the screen, a lot of people love that experience. Handheld was never about insane frames per second. That was never a thing with a handheld back in the days. It was about being able to play it, and as long as it's playable, it's okay. And being able to dock it. Not everybody's graphic horse, not everybody's frame horse. Most people want that experience, and as long as it's playable and it's not ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like some stuff on the Switch 1, yeah, I can understand that. Then they're okay with that. So he realizes that, Sony realizes that, and Nintendo always sold an insane amount for the reason. You see what I mean? Like 154 million Switches, pretty much going to be their highest sold console of all time. And then Switch 2 selling what it's selling. And just realizing that it's really about having fun and playing good video games. Back then, when you were younger, you didn't care about that. You just looked on the box of something and you enjoyed the experience. You didn't even know what you were playing. But as long as it was playable, it's okay. Obviously, we want our 60, but MBG is correct and Sony is correct to realize that Nintendo is going to be getting COD as well, and there's going to be some games that'll be running 60. You just got to dumb it down a bit, and they may get frame gen. But the point is you're getting into my slice of pie and getting my business, regardless of people's opinions. So let's get into this. Let me know what you guys think. Here we go.
Guys, about so 15 new minutes, 15 minutes of new gameplay marathon at State of Play. Dude, if they do that, I'm gonna snap. No chance. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be bad.
If they pull some shit like that, I'm gonna rant so hard. I want to talk about the fact that Sony's still doing timed exclusives though, because we just found out that Neo 3 is going to be a timed exclusive for at least 6 months, and this seemingly caught some people by surprise. Now, it's worth noting Neo 1 and 2 were not on they were not on Xbox. I think they were PlayStation exclusive, but I don't know if there was exclusivity deals there, or I think maybe Sony even published some of them. But it seems like they struck like a 6-month deal, and we also found out that Phantom Blade Zero is a timed exclusive as well. And so, I just wanted to kind of ask you guys if you're surprised that Sony's still doing these timed exclusivity deals. I have to say that at first, I was a little bit surprised because I'm like, well, I don't get it. I thought Sony really only went aggressive with these third-party deals because of Xbox, because it's like we don't want these games going to Xbox.
Yeah.
The reality is, I think that if any of these games go to Xbox, it doesn't really make much of a difference at all.
Not anymore, no.
But now I'm starting to think this has more to do with Nintendo and the fact that the Switch 2 can get pretty much almost, not every, but almost all third-party games.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Gaming Survivor cooked again. Guys, all right, well, Gaming Survivor, here's what I'll do. If we hit the goal by the end of the stream, I'll play it. Worst case scenario, I gotta save it for another stream.
Okay, so what he was saying, having something to do with Nintendo. Think about Sony too, dropping the price in Japan, following the handheld route. They're looking at them because there's somebody that can be ahead of them, sell more than them, and be in front of their face. And of course, that's going to hurt your ego or pride. You see what I mean? And they can get most of their games. And when you think about that, that means you have 90-some% of Japan to yourself. So you're going to be getting sales there too. And I don't have that market. I got to at least try to get something somewhere because that's a new competition in a way. Not that you haven't been competing on, but what I mean in a way that where Xbox is out the picture, And now they're going to even be coming to you, getting some of the games that are going to be coming to my platform. And you're not giving your games to nobody. So you are a problem in a way. You know what I mean? But you didn't have to be that in a negative sense, but more like that's going to make Sony want to get better. And that's not a bad thing because now they have a better competitor in front of them, like big time. It's not about power. It's about accessibility at all times. You see? And that's where I think people don't understand. It's like Nintendo's always had this. This is where a lot of people are following now. Everybody's following their models. Where it's like, no matter where you go, I got access to your mind in the gaming industry. Off the screen, on the screen, don't matter. You're still on my market. On the go, whatever. And if you can play and it's not like no 10 frames or 15, if it's solid 30, man, a lot of people in Nintendo world that are only going to be in there. There's going to be people that will be only in the PlayStation world and people that are going to only be in the Steam world. You see what I mean? And people in Japan that are 90% Nintendo. You see how big that market is now. They were able to pull 1 million plus console sales in months. You see what I mean? It's like, no, 1 month where you sell over 1+ million, more than maybe NA almost. And Europe, that lets you say, man, that market is still that good, but only Nintendo seems to be able to tap into it like that. So that base is going to be getting all the third-party support, and they're going to be supporting it on Nintendo. So it matters. Let's just think about that. You know what I mean? So and drop our biases of whether we think about whether this should be running at this frames or not. That doesn't change the business. You see what I mean? It doesn't.
But Gaming Survivor, thank you, man. It's been a little bit. MBG correction exclusive for 0 days on PC. Well, yeah, I mean, the term console exclusive, to me, it's not. What was that sound I just made? It's not so much about exclusivity as much as it's just clearly Sony going out of their way to prevent it from going to another console. And like,
they will do that.
The reason why I'm paying any attention to this is because I don't think Sony really cares if Neo 3 goes to Xbox.
They don't.
Because, I mean, why? Like, again, Sony put Helldivers on Xbox. I think it's Nintendo at this point. I think Sony is paying attention to games like Resident Evil 9 and many others that are going to be coming up. They're going to be releasing on Switch. And so I think from this angle, Sony's kind of like, well, in order to continue to be like the place to play, like we are the definitive de facto home console where you get everything or mostly everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sony feels like a pressure where they have to continue to do some of these deals because, again, man, even Phantom Blade Zero, if both Phantom Blade Zero and Neo 3 were going to release on Xbox, keep in mind Xbox Magnus is going to have Steam. And these games are releasing day one on PC. So technically the next Xbox will have these games. I think this has to do with Switch now. I think this is Sony kind of shifting their focus from, we did these deals to keep them off of Xbox and we didn't really have to worry about the Switch one because developers weren't making games for the Switch one anyway, like third-party games. They would always come late and they would always be super crappy versions, or not always, but a lot of times.
Yeah.
Now the Switch 2 is different. The Switch 2 is producing results that seem to be closer to what you would get with a PS4 version.
PS4
in some
Pro.
cases, like a PS4 Pro version.
Something like that, yeah.
And yeah, I think that, I don't know, that it's either that or these are deals that Sony made a while ago that are just, you know, their contracts and their.
So what he's saying, how many games have still been on PS4 this whole generation? When people were talking about that the other day, man, upgrade off of PS4. The Switch 2 is a lot more powerful than the PS4. The Switch 2 even beats the PS4 Pro. You want to know why? Because it has newer technology, it has more RAM, and it has DLSS. There was no DLSS for PlayStation 4, and it was 1.8 teraflops. Switch 2 is double that easily, plus having DLSS and newer technology and tensor cores. So it outperforms them. So that means that it can get sometimes somewhat like PS5 performance, but not PS5 performance in full grade. You know what I mean? It takes the upscale shortcut, but it's more powerful than those because it has better RAM, better CPU, but when it comes to GPU, it's pretty much matched with the Pro, but it has DLSS. So when you really think about that, it's like, well, if they were putting games still on the base PS4, then it's correct. You're going to be able to get those settings even better on the Switch 2 with DLSS and be able to take it on the go. Like, it's not an argument. It's like, yeah, he's correct. Like, so they are eating into my pie now. And when they do that, they're going to be dominating in Japan with that, and I can't do anything about that. So that kind of is a a problem when you think about how much third party PlayStation is. Now Nintendo has access to all of that. And they're already elite in first party. So I think you should take them serious because it's only going to get more serious. Imagine if they do a Switch 2 Pro. You see what I mean? Because that's possible, guys, after the Switch 2 OLED and Mini. And then when you think about the Switch 3, diminishing returns are done. You know what I mean? It's like you now have that hybrid aspect like that, and you're going to still keep selling that much. Yeah, you got to think about the long term and not get too caught up on other stuff. It matters.
Just in place, and going forward, Sony's not going to have timed exclusive deals.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Phantom Blade Zero one, that was recent. Phantom Blade Zero, I think the developers previously said that they weren't, they didn't have any kind of deal with Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like it's straight up being advertised that, yeah, this game's going to be PS5 console exclusive for a year.
Yeah, for a year.
And again, I do not think that has anything to do with Xbox. I just feel like it's Sony being like, all signs point to Sony looking at Nintendo as more of a competitor now.
Mm-hmm.
Sony did that Japan-focused state of play out of nowhere. They're doing a dedicated PlayStation handheld. And, I think they're paying attention to how well the Switch 2 is selling. It's breaking records, Whether or not it will continue to do that remains to be seen, but...
Oh, it will. Well, I don't know about records, but... Pokemon Gen
PS5
10.
is only a few 100,000 sales away from
Mario,
the
Zelda,
PS4 now,
Animal Crossing, Smash.
which is crazy. That's crazy, man. Considering by this point in time, the PS4 was like $250 or something.
Yeah.
Time aligned.
It was 300.
Am I excited for Marathon? Do you really think it can blow up like Arc Raiders? I think it can gain some traction if it has a
It'll
good
be
launch.
fine, but it won't be no Arc Raiders.
I don't know if it'll be as big as Arc Raiders, but Magnus's DOA says Gaming Survivor. I mean, yeah, Magnus is just going to be a Windows 11. Do you guys see what's going on with the Xbox Ally,
Here we go.
ROG Ally, and how like apparently Windows 11 broke it? I'm like, dude, this is it's just so shocking to see how Microsoft just said fuck it when it comes to Xbox hardware. Like they literally said we just don't care anymore. I mean,
It seems like
whatever, man. I like this is like one of the reasons I just kind of hate Microsoft a little bit.
Oof.
We're like,
I don't blame them though.
Guys, I'm sorry, but it's just like you guys fucking suck, man. Like I say that on behalf of.
He said it. Oh man, he said it. No, look, see, guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's like when you really think about the experiences they've been giving you and just how they go about it, and they don't say anything. It's like it makes you want to hate Microsoft, and you say, "Yeah, you suck." That's why that Microsoft trend has become big. Kudos to him for saying that.
Of not all the fans, but like I say that on behalf of the Xbox fans that actually cared about the console.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. I do. I get it. It's like, this would be the equivalent as if Sony just stopped giving a single shit about their hardware. They're like, we don't care anymore. We're not even making our own consoles anymore. And I'm not trying to like kill anybody's hype for Magnus, like, because I've seen some people on my channel that are excited for it, but I'm just like,
yeah, it's whatever. It'll be expensive
offense,
though.
but you're getting excited for a PC, which you're allowed to do. You're allowed to be excited for PC gaming. You're allowed to be excited for Steam. But I just, this only ends one way, man. It ends with developers abandoning Xbox as a platform. Mm-hmm. That's how it ends. And we're already seeing, again, it's smaller games right now. We're seeing smaller games. The Xbox versions are getting canceled. That's only going to continue.
Yeah, GDC 20% only. Might get lower.
Especially once it becomes known that Magnus is more of a, it's Steam. Like that's what people are mainly going to use on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just find it shocking that Microsoft really just, I mean, I guess it's not too shocking when you consider the struggle to sell consoles, but I don't know, man. I guess I just figured to myself, like, well, you still have an install base of like 28 million. That's a lot of people. Like, that's like, wouldn't you want to move them over to like another box that's not going to be like $1,000? But
It'd be more than
That's
that.
not what their intentions are.
1,500 to 2,000, man.
That's not where their focus lies, I should say. But I get a little bit frustrated about that because it's like, I don't know, man. I never wanted to see Xbox get to a point where it's like, and now it's dead. Because that doesn't help anything. That just means the less competition. I just wanted to see them,
Yeah. Compete more.
I don't know, make some kind of. I just wanted to see them get more aggressive, I guess, but
that's what I wanted.
They did, but in a different. They got more aggressive about profit margins, not unit sales. So, I guess that's kind of the result that we're seeing now. But it is what it is.
Yeah, everybody wants a good show.
MBG is an old school Xbox guy. As long as it provides one more generation of back compat to keep the old games viable, even if it's their digital versions. Yeah, that's like the one thing. Like, that is, I think, the only thing that's going to be available on this device that's going to differentiate it from the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Irfan, we covered that recently in a video. It's not surprising, man. They can't. It's a PC. Yeah, apparently they're running into problems with that. And I don't know what their solution to that's going to be.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't know how many times people start talking about backwards compatibility, where it's like, who plays older Xbox games anyways? Like, what is the percentage of the gaming community actually doing that on their consoles when you really think about when people wake up every day? It's incredibly low. And I don't know why people keep on trying to hold on to that. It's not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, that's not going to be a reason why somebody's going to buy that. If that's the case, the Series X would have blew up. The Xbox One would have blew up. It never really was a selling factor, but it was a nice thing to people to talk about for people who buy games, which now more than ever in history, nobody buys games on Xbox, and they have not been doing it for a long time. So they're not interested in putting in no old ass physical disc or play some old game on Xbox. Most of these games are on PC, and ones that are not, people don't care. You know what I mean? Because it's like anything you talk about, the PC can play backwards compatibility already. You're still a PC with Windows 11 that people have been avoiding. And then you want to talk about like getting the console. It's like, well, the people who went on Linux to just play Xbox games on Steam, why the hell would they go get the magnets? They are trying to avoid Windows 11. You see what I mean? That's the problem here, is the Windows 11 avoidance and the Windows 11 cancer and the AI implementation, all the creepy stuff that's involved with that, and the spyware and all that. So it's like you're launching a console with something that people just do not like and has a terrible reputation right now. It's almost like everything they do is like a curse, man. It this doesn't work out well, and it's sad to say, but that's literally the reality here. So, yeah, man, let's see how he finishes this real quick, because I didn't watch that much past this.
I think Microsoft is trying to thread a needle that they might not be able to.
Yeah.
With Magnus, but
yeah, I kind of feel bad for Phil Spencer, but
spending.
Hopefully he finds a way.
Publishers not aggressive enough. No. That's
what they
aggressive
let him.
For profit margins. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just weird the way things played out.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think this generation would be much more interesting, frankly. I do. I think it would be more interesting and just more intense if like the Xbox Series consoles were sitting at like 60 million or 65 million sold, and the PS5 was sitting at like 85.
That's a bit of a far-fetch, but hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. I was hoping I at least wish you guys would have been at least like 40-something million by now, and hoping to make it to 50 million. Because when they first talked about it, I was hoping for some 360 energy. You know what I mean? Like, I would be lying to you if I said I'm happy they're in this position. That's insane. I think I wouldn't be a true gamer then. And I wouldn't care about any sense of American identity. It's like, no. I would have rather them at least be at 40-something million sales right now. 50 million. Yeah, that would be nice. You know what I mean? I want all of gaming to do good and flourish. But the problem here is that the entities that have been behind it are not gaming oriented. That's the biggest damn problem here. And then things that are being pushed onto it and that are ruining everything are not gaming oriented. Like Windows 11, because Steam is gaming oriented, and AI, and greed and profit. You see what I mean? So it's like, when you think about all that type of stuff, it's like, yeah, the biggest problems we had are things that are coming into gaming along with politics that have nothing to do with gaming that have made it significantly worse. It's not the Xbox gaming aspects that we had a problem with, because we love the Xbox Live, we love the Xbox hardware and the power that it used to provide. We like the identity that it had with party chat and shooting and certain other things. You know what I mean? The problem is it got dumped all on and everything was just terrible. You did the TV stuff. You see what I mean? All this stuff that had nothing to do with gaming has ruined Xbox. See what I'm saying? Think about even the Don Mattress situation. They said that was stuff that had nothing to do with gaming. Stupid Connect spying on you. You see what I mean? It's that Windows nonsense. It's the stupid Microsoft corporate decisions. So that's why we're in this situation with that console and with the brand. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think we pretty much covered enough. If he has a little bit to say, let's see here. But yeah, I mean, think about it, guys.
Because Sony would be scared, dude. They'd be like, holy shit, like, we got to make sure they don't catch us.
Yeah.
And Xbox would be like, we're going to fucking get you. We're going to get you. And I just think that would be so cool. Like, that would be cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But things aren't cool anymore, unfortunately. Fred, you're saying, I'm calling it now. If Microsoft does allow Xbox to release a next console, it will be a boutique item. Boutique. Before they
it's still a question mark in a way.
Companies like Asus. Yep, it's going to be Surface. If you want to know what the next Xbox is going to be like, do research on Microsoft's Surface line of devices. That's what it's going to be. That's why they have the Surface team working on it.
I get what you're saying.
So again, I don't think it's like bad. It's just it's like you said, it's boutique. It's for very, very few select people.
Yeah, it's a luxury item.
But it's never going, it's almost like it's just made because they feel like they have to make it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Phil Spencer still fighting for the brand. I'm telling you. Other than that, I mean, do you really think Microsoft gives a damn? They've already showed you they don't. And they're like, man, he's kind of abstract. Yeah, because he doesn't have the power and control that he would probably want in the gaming industry, because Microsoft doesn't care about the hardware. And I know emotionally he still cares about that deep down inside. It would be a lie to say he didn't. If you don't think that, then you just don't understand Phil Spencer emotionally, because he is an introvert in a certain way. And I like his maturity, because he doesn't snap or do any of that. He's able to handle things very, very professionally. Yeah, I know. Like I said, he's done some mouthpiece stuff, but that's the character you got to play for Microsoft when adjustments come in. There's nothing you can do about that. He's tried everything he could, getting handed an impossible job. So that's why I don't go on no Phil Spencer rant, because I get a lot of comments from people telling me things. It's like, everything you're telling me, I know about it. I've seen all those angles, but I'm telling you, there's a bigger picture to look at with hidden hands and to really see how it really plays out. I'm telling you, it's not what you think. And he's just one guy in there, but you got to understand what it takes to really get a whole industry running with all that going. He can't be in all offices at once 24/7 daily, being omniscient, you know what I mean? And making sure, it's like, come on, man. No, a lot of those guys are making mistakes that you never see. But he's the guy that gets all the blame. It's like, it's a lot more to it than that. Trust me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. This is an interesting topic. I'm glad I reacted to it. Later, y'all.